What's up, Six Squares in a Straight? This is Shy, your Tuesdays. This week's topic is Gaydar. Pretty much our opinions on, do you think it's real? Do you have it? And all those lovely kind of things. Not my strongest of subjects, but I'm gonna go for it anyways. I'm being half lazy today, and what I mean half lazy is that I'm still wearing my pajamas, my boxers, my Notre Dame boxers, and my Peanuts pajama shirt. But I'm making the video on my camera, so that's the half not lazy. Because usually when I'm lazy, I make them on my webcam. So Gaydar, is it real? I still think it's kind of one of those things that it's not really a true real thing, but I do believe that people can sense when if other people are certain, if they are in the LGBTQI community, I definitely think people can sense that. I don't think that should be the word for it, because most people are like, oh, Gaydar, people are gay. It's like, you don't know what someone's sexual orientation is. You don't know how someone identifies, but a lot of times, for some reason, I found this. So yes, I believe I have Gaydar. Now let me explain to you why. For some apparent reason, every time someone asks me, like for example, one of my friends, before I even knew what their sexual orientation was, they're like, okay, do you think I'm straight, gay, bi, blah blah, and I'm like, my Gaydar is going off like crazy, so I think you're this. And she's like, holy crap, you're right. But the thing about me is that I'm very good with people. I'm very good at sensing people. I'm very good at telling things about people before I even meet them. I see a picture of them and I could be like, well, they seem like this, this, and this. I'm good at reading people. So that's why I think I have Gaydar, and I think that's why, I could be categorized in having Gaydar. I think that someone cannot have Gaydar if they're not very sensitive to people, if they don't look very deep into a person. And also the thing about Gaydar is you can't assume. You can guess. That's pretty much what Gaydar is guessing. You could try to feel what vibes are coming off of that person, but don't take those vibes and don't take those assumptions and whatnot and make them real. And that's something you have to remember with Gaydar. Some people take it to heart. Some people are like, yes, this person is gay, and then, let's say you walk up to them and, you eventually become friends with this person, and you ask them, are you gay? Are you straight? Like, what are you? And they end up being straight, and you kind of want to kick yourself because you assume they're gay. So, what's the beautiful thing about sexuality is that you get to choose what your sexuality is. Other people don't. Same thing about gender. With transitioning and stuff. You don't get to choose, other people don't get to choose it. You do. And, you may assume someone is straight and they could be gayest person on this earth. But do I think Gaydar is real? Yes. Do I think I have it? Yes. Certain tips written and stuff, like I said, don't go by your Gaydar. Go by what the person says, because what matters in the end is how the person identifies. I definitely think, I'm going to take this a little twisted, I think if you like a person and their Gaydar is going off and you're not 100% sure, ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. The other thing is that I know so many trans guys who get so worried that, like, oh, a straight girl who's never dated a trans guy, never date me. Not necessarily. You'd be surprised. If you are a trans woman or trans guy, you really be surprised. There are those very few men and very few women out there that identify as straight and don't date trans guys or trans girls because of fetishes. Just saying. But I'll give you like about 5 tips for Gaydar. Having, you could pretty much tell if you have Gaydar or not. That's one thing I will have to say. You know it. Like, if you don't have Gaydar, you know it. If you have Gaydar, you know it. A few tips if you do have a Gaydar, quote unquote, do's and don'ts kind of thing. Like I said, number 1 is do not assume with what your Gaydar is. Ask the person if you really want to know. Don't be like, yeah, that person is gay. Don't say that until you actually ask them and say, hey, what's your sexual identity? Unless you have the balls to actually walk up to someone and ask them that. I mean, I don't know. But that's one thing. Don't assume. Because so many people have gaydar assume that the person is gay right off the bat. They may identify as pansexual. They may identify as something else. You never know. They may even identify as straight. You know, I've met trans guys and my gaydar goes off and I'm like, and I asked the guy, I'm like, I remember one time my gaydar was going off to someone and I asked him, I was like, what's your sexual identity? Just curiosity. And he's like, I identify as straight. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, why do you say that? I said, I don't know. For some reason I was getting these like gay vibes, but it's okay. It's cool. So that's where the, don't assume goes in. The second thing is that don't take it to heart. Because you don't know if it's real or not. Do you know how that person identifies? Not really. The third thing I would say would be is to ask if you really want to know. The third thing, I don't know. Those are pretty much my tips. I kind of had tips in like the middle of talking about it. I really don't know what else there is to say. It's kind of like a really short topic for me. I guess if you have any other questions about gaydars, ask me. Peace out, guys.